TV. You know what I mean? Where those are the best fights, where the big hyped pay-per-views never, I'm not going to say they don't always deliver, but a lot of the times they don't, you know what I mean? As far as the full card is concerned, they don't live up to the hype. Well, these smaller Spike TV cards, like you said, I mean, they draw, or they draw better fights.
UFC has a better track record than not. I mean, you know, more often than not, their shows they live up to the hype, but I think a lot of it is like anticipation and expectation, because if you go into an event, like say UFC 101, Anderson Silva, Forrest Griffin, BJ Penn, Kenny Florian, etc., and you think, well, this show should be amazing, and then it just turns out to be good. That's not a bad show, it's just not what you thought it would be. Whereas this show, you didn't really expect anything, and then it ends up being amazing, so you think it's like out of this world great. And it was. I mean, it was an amazing, amazing show. I thought it was one of probably the best UFC of the year so far.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, I'm not good with history. I mean, but no doubt. I mean, from top to bottom, I'm glad they put that undercard fight on there as well. What was it? The 7-second knockout, I believe it was.
Yeah, Tom Duffy and what was it? Todd Duffy and Tim Hague. Yeah, they put a bunch of prelims on.
Right. Yeah, I think there was one after the main event aired as well. So.
I think they aired 3. They aired the Ed Herman fight, they aired the Todd Duffy fight, and then after the Randy Couture fight, what did they air? They aired Durham and Aurelio. So.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll run down UFC 102 probably in hour number 2. We're just kind of bullshit our way through Monday Night Raw, and then we had the big news last week was Rey Mysterio was suspended, so we got to talk about that. I know you got some news and rumors down here in the show file that we don't use.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
As am I, right? But yeah, so we're gonna talk about that. What do you want to do next? Monday Night Raw? Get right in. I mean, that was my weekend. You know, I just had UFC Saturday night and no pay-per-views on Sunday, so it was an off day. I'll tell you what, this is the last week of Saratoga up north, so I may have to go lose a little bit more money on the horse later this week before that ends. Man, it goes so quick, 6 weeks or something like that, which is crazy. So I might go up there later this week. But that was about it. UFC over the weekend, and that's that. WZROnline.com /chat to get into the live chat room, and the phone number to call for hour number 2. You can hold on the line right now, and we'll take your calls in the order that they are received here in hour number 2, 724-444-7444. Call ID number is 30273, followed by the pound key. All right, Matty Boone, Monday Night Raw from last night, man. Me and you were talking about this as it was airing. We didn't have a lot of good
overall
today.
What do you think?
Oh, man. School letter grade on this one? Whew. I'd never give anything an F. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to leave room for like a terrible show to be an F, like the worst show ever.
Right, but I give it a D+. I don't even know if that's a letter grade that they give you. A D+.
Yeah, I'd give it a D. Yeah, it was definitely a D. It was not a good show at all, and it pissed me off because you've heard me for weeks on WZR when we talk about hosts and who would be I've always said I can't wait until Dusty gets his week because it can't be a bad show, and they proved me wrong. And it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I mean, it was top to bottom. I mean, there wasn't. You know what I did enjoy is it's good to have DX back. You know, I know some of those skits are corny, but last night, I don't know, it wasn't overdone. I think there was only, two backstage skits.
There was 3. There was 3, and I guess we could just go down in order, but yeah, I'm going to disagree with you a lot on that stuff, probably.
Shockmaster?
That was funny. Yeah, that was okay. I paid tribute to that in the opener the night before we came on the air. I played the original.
Yeah. Actually, during
he fell flat on his ass, man. He fell flat on his ass. British Bulldog.
British Bulldog was in the background. Yeah, I don't remember that because I never watched W. I mean, I went back and forth between WCW and WWE, but I came to you today and said Shockmaster. I said, was that on purpose? You know, was that fall on? I had no idea, man.
Yeah, that's considered that in the that's considered maybe the most embarrassing, goofy, pathetic moment in WCW history. In WWE history, the worst is the gobbledygooker, which was a huge egg that they showed on TV, built it up for weeks and weeks and weeks, and they were going to unveil who the big mystery person in the egg was at Survivor Series. And when they came to Survivor Series, I mean, it couldn't have been the original plan. It must have been like whoever they originally thought. I think there was rumors of Ric Flair or The Undertaker's debut, but in the end, they didn't have anything to pay off that giant build-up they did, so they just put a giant chicken in this, like a chicken costume guy, played by Hector Guerrero, in the egg, and then because it was Survivor Series and Thanksgiving, they had the chicken dance around, and it was pretty bad, man.
Who'd you say played Shockmaster? Tugboat, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, Tugboat, Typhoon. Yeah, he was part of the what the hell was that? Natural Disasters tag team. He was tag team partner with Earthquake in WWF.
Right. Well, that was hilarious, man. You sent me the YouTube video from earlier today. Crazy. All right, Monday Night Raw. We'll run it down top to bottom, and we'll just start right here from the top. We opened it up. Seems to be the theme on a weekly basis, where the special guest host for the week comes out and does the opening spiel, makes the matches, da-da-da-da-da-da. By the way, we have Bob Barker next week on Raw, so you get the old come on down jokes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll be all right, though. He'll be all right. Come on.
I don't think he will, man. I think that's going to be a bad one. I mean,
yeah.
He's got, what is he, 80 years old now? And
well, that's another thing, is he hasn't been seen in a lot of media outlets since he left The Price is Right.
Yeah, it's a cool little, it's a good land for him, you know, it's a good guest for them. It's like if it was The Tonight Show and it was just like, if it's just based on the name, that's what is considered good or bad, but this is where they got to be active, they got to, you know, be part of the wrestling environment, and Bob Barker, I don't see him being a good fit.
You've got to hope that they have him in the ring so he doesn't have to make that long walk down to the ring, you know,
yeah.
80-year-old man, dude. No. But, yeah, no, I think he'll be all right next week. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. There was something else.
Did you ever hear you follow, like, news and stuff, like, about that kind of stuff. Did you ever hear the story about how he used to, what's the right word?
Well, you hit on the models, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to think of a way to phrase it. Yeah, he used to harass the models or whatever.
That's what I heard. That was before the Viagra days too, I believe, right?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Or the Cialis or whatever.
He was a younger dude then anyway, so. Did you
Yeah.
say Viagra?
Viagra.
Okay.
Viagra, and I think the other one's Cialis or whatever. You know what?
I know a lot about that male enhancement stuff over there.
No. This is why I'm.
What do we got? We got a problem? What do we got?
Stop.
No?
No. I went to a family picnic on Sunday. That's what I forgot to tell you. And not that anybody cares.
Wait. Where's the transition here? You're talking about going to a picnic after you're talking about
don't worry, dude. It's coming. Well,
okay.
Anyway, they got into this talk about the commercial that airs on TV about the Cialis, and where they list the side effects. And then I came home and I watched it on TV, rewatched it. And they do this, I know you've seen the commercial at some point somewhere, but they do the side effects, and it's like, this will give you diarrhea, vomiting, headache, and they list the side effects that are like a mile long, and I'm thinking, are they trying to promote a product? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there were so many side effects that you'd be like, why? You know,
are you still talking about the Viagra stuff?
Yeah, Alex.
Oh, yeah, then they got the thing they always say where if you have an erection for more than 24 hours.
Right. See a doctor.
Yeah. And then there's a joke everybody says, I'm not calling a doctor, I'm calling a hooker, you know. Oh, boom.
Well, next time it's on, you look at the side effects. I mean, you can't miss it. I mean, it's got that catchy tune in the background, so when it comes on, they just list like 100 side effects, and it's like, what?
Yeah, they always got the guy that looks all sad and depressed, and then he takes the pill, and he's all happy, and he's spunky, and he's got energy.
Oh, whatever. WZROnline.com /chat. Look at all those people in there, Mediboon. We got a lot of guests in there tonight. All you guests can go to TalkShoe.com and almost at WZROnline.com, but I go to TalkShoe.com. You can register. It takes 2 seconds. You enter a username, a password, and you're set on a weekly basis. And then we got a lot of people here from WrestlingInc.com, which is Raj Giri, I believe his last name. Raj is the name I know him by, but he's a good guy. So we're featured up on their website. So we have a lot of fans from there as well. So thanks to all you guys for coming out. All right, back to Monday Night Raw. Matty B, Dusty Rhodes opened up the show, and the basic gist of it is he's proud of what his son has accomplished, what he's done. Says one day he's going to be a future champion. And he announces tonight we'll see Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the title as the main event of Raw. He says he's going to be in Cody's corner, and John Cena is going to be the special referee. This was the beginning of a storyline that progressed throughout Monday Night Raw and then culminated. Big words there for you, Matt.
I was just getting ready to say, look at you with the culminated.
Yeah, baby. in the main event of the show. So that opened us up. What else did Dusty say? He
planted the first seed where the line that they reused at the end, which we'll get to, where he said, "There's nothing the father won't do for his son." And another thing to note, because Cody and Orton both came out at separate entrances during this segment, and Cody had said, he's going to take the opportunity, blah, 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 blah. But the line that he used that got reused later was, whatever happens tonight, it's business, not personal. So those two lines they'll resurface.
Right. We had Randy Orton out here as well. Orton came out and said that the fix was in, and Dusty admitted that the fix isn't. And
people just heard that. I mean, anybody who's been listening to the stream, we actually played the actual opener last night. In case you missed it, we refreshed your little memories.
That's right. You know what? For those of you guys that don't come for the pre-show, basically what we've been doing in the last few weeks, Boone did it tonight. Last week I did it with Kurt Angle on Bubba the Love Sponge, his radio show. But we're just taking random clips from whether it be DVDs or just videos. Like Boone said, he played the opening from Monday Night Raw last night before we went live. So we're just taking, instead of doing music, because I know it comes through so shitty, you know what I mean? I mean, it comes through horrible on the stream. So we're just playing basically audio. So if you get here early, I know a lot of you guys like to show up right at 7 o'clock on the dot. I mean, that chat just goes insane.
Yeah, it does.
Right when we go on the air. So, if you come early and you get in the chat, you'll be able to hear some of this cool extra feature stuff that we do on the pre-show. Tonight's was pretty cool. Next week, I'm sure we'll have something else, whether it be, I mean, you're always into those.
I might play the Rise and Fall WCW next week. I was going to play that tonight, but I try and keep it topical. Like, if there's a big interview during the week, I'll try and have that, because I can get my hands on anything. I'll try and have it, ready for next week's show. I was going to play a Dixie Carter interview, but it was only like 8 minutes, so there was no point in playing that. And nothing special was really said anyway, so. We played the Shockmaster, we played the Raw opener, we played one of the new Legends of Wrestling roundtable from the On Demand channel. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff, and we're going to do that on a weekly basis during the pre-show. So get here early on Tuesday night. 6 o'clock Eastern time is usually when we start the stream, somewhere around there. 6 o'clock Eastern time, you get an hour of the pre-show, and we go into the live show leading you guys into ECW, 10 o'clock Eastern time on the Sideline Network.
What kind of show is it?
What kind of show is it?
It's a live show? What kind of show was it again?
Live, baby, live!
Oh, yeah!
Hey!
There's the first one.
All right, let's, I didn't know what the hell you were talking about.
I know, I kept trying to drop hints without making you say it, because
make me look like an idiot.
My bad.
But no, I mean, that was the basic gist of the opening segment, was to set up the storyline plans for later tonight or later last night for the main event, and it culminated, as we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. Then we went to the Divas, Matty B.
Wow.
And wow, you know what? The final two were, who was it? Gail Kim and Jillian.
The final three was Gail Kim and Jillian Hall, but there was only Gail Kim and Jillian Hall by themselves because Beth Phoenix was actually still in the match. You just didn't really realize it because they kept the camera off her for a couple minutes.
Well, I'll tell you what. I thought Rosa Mendez was